Hi, how are you doing? Well, try it again. First, I had a motorcyclist speed by twice or three times, interrupted us, and then um, uh, I couldn't get the camera, kept going brighter, darker, brighter, darker. So I came inside, plugged it in, and we'll have to film it inside. It can't adjust, it's slightly overcast outside. And apparently my old phone can't adjust to that. Okay. Um, we are in John 12. We have gotten that far because last week was Easter. We jumped ahead. Now we're going back to where we were. The anointing at Bethany. John works its way up to Jesus' death. And then we'll go into Matthew. But anyway, the anointing at Bethany, chapter 12, the anointing of 6 days before Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, the one Jesus had raised from the dead. So they gave a dinner for him there. Martha was serving them, and Lazarus was one of those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took a pound of perfume, pure and expensive nard, anointed Jesus' feet, and wiped his feet with her hair. So the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. Now, for my church group, we did pass around a small bottle of nard and let everybody smell it. And it was very nice. It really was. Now I can't find it. We passed it around. I put it on the shelf. It disappeared. I'm serious. Um, the one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was about to betray him, said, "Why wasn't this perfume sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" He didn't say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. He was in charge of the money bag, which he would steal part of what was put in it. Jesus answered, "Leave her alone. She has kept it for the day of my burial. For you will always have the poor with you, but you will not always have me." The next section, the title is The Decision to Kill Lazarus. Then a large crowd of the Jews learned he was there. They came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, the one he had raised from the dead. But the chief priests had decided to kill Lazarus also, because he was the reason many of the Jews were deserting them and believing in Jesus. So Jesus was popular. And, it's hard to believe how evil that those temple priests had become. You just can't believe it. I just can't believe the behavior of these people and the stuff coming out of them. They had a box in the Holy of Holies that had the Ten Commandments in it in their temple. They had the original copy. Now we can't find that, Ark of the Covenant. We can't find it. It's probably in that church in Ethiopia, and for some reason they don't accept that. And they said the box fell apart. But anyway, they had it when it was in good condition, and it was in their temple. It said in there stuff like, thou shalt not kill. They knew this. But yet they're plotting to kill Jesus and Lazarus both. Wow. Wow. Now we have to, and running ahead, last year in October, Hamas came in and killed babies and families, people. I started at a music festival, and I don't know where it went from there, but we kept hearing about those things. Um, those events in Israel, and this war went on and on and on, and there was no end to it because um, there's something to do with the culture of the Mideast, of that area, their enemies. No matter how many peace treaties you have with them, they like to fight. They like to fight. And so if you give them a ceasefire, they just will plot and plan and then kill some more. And so keeping them quiet until something will happen to keep them quiet. I think we're going to have to occupy, and I had suggested this to the government. We're going to have to occupy in order to keep it quiet. They don't want to do that. Too much investment. And you have to think about, first of all, the concept of the devil. Number one is the devil himself. Number two is all the spirits who call themselves the devil, like an army. And number three, evil in the world. Evil in the world in general. We can't blame everything on the devil. There's just evil in the world and evil in people. And this will continue until Christ comes back. He'll put an end to that. And those of us who are not part of the government, the population of the earth, we're really tired of this war stuff. We don't believe in it. We don't believe it. You think about Napoleon, when he took over all of Europe, and when Napoleon died of the same thing his father died of, stomach cancer, then all those little countries went back to where they were. Same thing happened when Hitler took over. He took over all of Europe, and when he died, they all went back to what they were. So you really can't. The war is just, there's no reason. It just kills a lot of people. That is not a good solution to population control. Think about it. And so, but there's just evil in the world. Stealing, lying, killing, all that stuff. It's just, just learn to get along. World out there. Learn to get along. Get along with everyone. Get along with people. And, but anyway, that's giving you some food for thought. And the next one will be the triumphal entry, starting verse 12. Be 12:12. And then it'll get into the Holy Week thing, which we just went through. But we'll read it anyway. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.